India has recorded more than 25 million coronavirus cases. It is now only the second country in the world after the U.S. to pass that mark. Thousands of people are still dying from COVID-19 every day in India, but the country's vaccine rollout has slowed, and health officials are fearing the worst about the delays as the death toll steadily rises. We want to bring you to New Delhi now, where Niha Masih is following the story. She's a correspondent for the Washington Post. Thanks for joining us. India is not the only country that has been challenged with the inoculation rollout, but what is happening there? Why are things so slow?
Right. So when India started its vaccination program in January, it was actually in a very strong position. It had approved two vaccines that were both being produced locally, the AstraZeneca one being produced by Serum Institute, which is the world's largest vaccine manufacturer, as well as another one that was developed locally here. It opened up vaccine with the drive with great fanfare, and it was supposed to have inoculated 300 million people by the summer. However, when the second surge hit, that's when things started to go wrong. The supply did not keep pace with the demand. The government's policy shifts that were quite abrupt have also not helped. Now the vaccine drive has been open to everybody above the age of 18, but there are just not enough vaccines. Today in Pune, which is where the Serum Institute facility is located, did not have vaccines to continue their drive, which is ironic given that they are the ones producing so much of the vaccine going across India. So it's been unfortunately a mix of several things that have pretty much sputtered the drive to a halt in many, many parts of the country right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, I recall, experts warning that when it came to manufacturing more vaccine, you couldn't just sort of crank things up into overdrive because there's some processes that are, important to the vaccine making that you just can't speed up. What are you hearing from the vaccine manufacturers about why they're not hitting these goals?
So the vaccine manufacturers, the two of them that are providing to India, have unfortunately not been very transparent with either their current production figures. The last we know of, they were able to produce about 80 million in a month, which is obviously not enough to keep pace with the levels of production that we need right now. But they've also, they've said different things at different points of time. At one point, it was about more investment and funds. But that has also not materialized, and nor has it, resulted in the government stepping in to, increase supply or help, get other companies to pitch in. So the vaccine manufacturers have unfortunately not come forward with a concrete plan. They keep saying that we are increasing production, but there has not been a concrete timeline yet. Recently, top health officials in the country released a timeline till the end of the year, saying that more than 2 billion doses will be available by December to the country, which is a lot of doses. But the problem is they've included those vaccines that have not yet been approved, and it's not clear whether that will come through in that time period.
So that is just about providing vaccine to people in India. India's Serum Institute had pledged to make millions of doses that were supposed to be distributed to lower income countries around the world. But those exports, that whole process has been put on pause now. What impact is this having on a global level?
Yes, that's been a problem that now, for more than a month, India stopped its exports in mid-March as the number of cases rose, and it started to ramp up its own production, its own vaccination drive, beg your pardon. And at that time, the COVAX committee was told that in a month's time or so, things will resume. Serum will be able to provide the commitments that it had pledged. And now that looks increasingly unlikely. So not only is it a problem today, but it is going to be a problem for those countries in the months to come. And these are, of course, primarily countries in Africa who are anyway struggling to procure vaccines from other sources. And vaccines from the Western world are also more expensive than what Serum was providing. So that's going to also play out in the weeks and months to come as as India continues to struggle with its own vaccination.
The Biden administration has faced a lot of pressure to help India deal with the COVID-19 surge. The administration announced that, a certain percentage of vaccines will be distributed to other countries. What do activists there want to see the U.S. and other countries that are successful with their inoculation effort? How would they like to see the help provided to India?
So one of the most concrete demands, of course, has been that the US has a stockpile of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine that has not yet been approved there, that it's sitting on, and that should be sort of provided to India or any other country that is in need right now. Of course, I believe that's now the US has said that it is going to send out about 80 million doses soon, but it's not given a breakup of where those vaccines are going to go. So any number of vaccines that can come to India, which can help plug in these loopholes for the moment, unless production gets ramped up or other vaccines are approved of, will be of big help to the country. But again, those will only be stopgap arrangements or plugging in some gaps. It cannot turn the situation around for India because things have just gone so bad so soon.
Yeah, well, we are watching closely, and hopefully India gets the help that it needs. Niha Masih, thank you so much for joining us this morning.